Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we are back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to actually be talking about how to build Dorothy and why you should build Dorothy like this. Why you should prioritize when building Dorothy, and why you should build Dorothy, if you should build Dorothy, and all that stuff, now that we've done a bit of testing with her. Now, chat, before we begin, motions in the chat, and subscribe, chat. We're literally 13 subscribers away from 2,000, which is just mad because that means we're so close to getting 1,000 new subscribers this month and also 1,000 new subscribers last month. And I just want to thank every single one of you guys who continue to support me, watch the videos, and enjoy the content. Yo, I'm really grinding out here for y'all. So please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Now let's get into the video. Now Dorothy is obviously the brand new pilgrim that everyone is all like the talks, right? Now she's a very good character, but surprisingly, she's has I want to say very specific builds, right? In terms of, we're gonna cover overload gear, we're gonna talk about skill priorities, we're gonna talk about the cube, we're gonna talk about all that stuff. But she is kind of very specific on what you want to do for her, right? So I'm not actually gonna use her as an example here because I want to show somebody with overload gear, so Modernia. Let's start off with her skills actually. So Dorothy is a character you should invest into, guaranteed. She is now the new, well, some people still say she's not the best pilgrim, some people are saying she's not the best verse 1 character, some people are saying she's the best unit in the game, some people are not. It's all everywhere here and there. Right now I want to say she's kind of just that broken where I feel like you could say she's top 3, right? Again, I'm gonna have a full-blown video on this, I want to say, like now after with testing and stuff like that, but it goes back to how you see who the best character is. If you want to say the best character is someone with damage, then that's most likely not going to be Dorothy. If you want to talk about general support for your team, that's most likely going to be Dorothy, Modernia, Litter, whoever you want it to be, whatever. But let's talk about the skills. So when it comes to her skill, all her skills kind of not require, but they get a huge benefit from her burst skill. So the first skill you want to prioritize in terms of match is the burst skill, right? The reason why is because her second skill goes into a 2-second cooldown from 20 seconds every other 10 seconds when you enter a burst skill, and then all allies get the damage dealt, the massive damage dealt buff to enemy parts when you're in the transform state, and the transform state is in the burst skill. Now you don't really need to upgrade the burst skill for that part, right? You don't need to upgrade the burst skill to get that transformation part, but obviously you might as well, right? If you're gonna get it from the burst skill anyways, you might as well upgrade the burst skill so it has value somewhat. I mean, you might as well just upgrade both of them, but still, right? So I kind of want to say, and you guys let me know if you agree with me or not, but I want to say in terms of skill priority, of course you want to level up every single one of these skills, right? Skill 1, 2, and 3. But in terms of the order, I would say literally start from the bottom and go ups, right? So first, burst skill, second skill, and then first skill. So burst skill, skill 2, and then skill 1. Reason why I say skill 2 over skill 1 is because the cooldown is free already, so there's that, and it's not a massive increase per level for the cooldown of the burst skill, but the damage dealt part is a pretty nice jump. But the thing is, that's limited to bosses, right? If you're using Dorothy all over the place, then that second skill just has more of a benefit because you're doing damage to mobs, bosses, or whatever. And that's proccing every other 10 seconds, right? 5 times every other 10 seconds, where not only is the skill 1 lasts for 5 seconds, but it's only when the last bullet hits. So you probably want to start from the bottom and go up. I would say burst skill first, then skill 2, then skill 1. In terms of the cube, there's only one cube that really matters for her, and it's resilience cube. This is the best cube for her. There's no other cube that works for her really as good as this one. Now, a cube you do not want to run on her is wingman. You definitely do not want to run this cube on her. You don't want to increase her max ammo capacity. You never want to increase the max ammo capacity for characters who require to hit the last bullet. You're just killing, you're just hurting, you're making the character worse by doing that. If you increase max ammo capacity for characters who want to use the last bullet to get a great effect, you're hurting yourself by increasing their max bullet, right? Right now, she's an AR, so her bullets are only 60, I believe, right? It's only 60. Why would I increase that to 70 and have it take even longer for me to get that off? right? For a bit more damage. No, because it's not even that. It's not even crazy, right? You definitely do not want to have what's it called, the wingman cube. But resilience is the cube you want to have, right? For reload speed, you want to basically be able to use all 60 bullets, reload. Use 60 bullets, reload. Like I'm saying, reload like light speed reload, basically. So definitely resilience cube is the best cube for her. Now in terms of overload gear, I'm gonna actually go to a character that has overload gear, which is my Modernia, because she is actually Dorothy is a character that, again, doesn't really benefit much from these, right? You honestly could give her anything. And the reason why I say that is because the increased attack, right? I'm gonna like pick the ones that I think are gonna be best for her, but I'll mention it here, right? The increased attack doesn't go to the burst skill, right? It doesn't go to the burst skill. That only really goes to the first skill, I think, the normal attack. From what I'm hearing, that increased attack only goes to the normal attack, from what I hear. And if that is the case, then it doesn't really matter, right? But if it was me, I would say the 3 skills you would want is probably just still the increased attack, probably the increased crit damage, right? Because if you do crit, there's that crit rate and crit damage, right? And then also increased element damage dealt. Now, that one doesn't matter too much, really. I mean, it does, but it depends on what you're fighting, right? Obviously. It's not going to be a useful skill all the time, but I want to say the crit rate, crit damage, and the attack are probably going to be the best ones to go for, right? Increased defense, you can if you want to, but it's not really needed. Charge speed and charge damage don't work for characters who don't charge, basically. And then you're not going to want to increase the max ammo capacity, like I said before. Hit rate is also kind of useless on her. It's kind of useless on her, right? But the max ammo capacity is definitely something you do not want to give her. So if try to get these skills, I would say attack, then crit rate or crit damage, and then last element damage dealt, right? Element damage dealt. So 1 attack, probably 2 crit damage, 3 crit rate, and then 4 element damage dealt. You can like kind of cycle between those 4, right? But again, she's a character that doesn't really depend on all that, because she's just, I want to say, not that she doesn't like need to attack or anything, but her whole kit is basically her. I want to say her main focus is definitely going to be that debuff, right? The brand effect, because she's in her burst skill every other 10 seconds, right? And she's lowering the burst skill cooldown too. So she might be there every other 9, every other 8 seconds, kind of. Well, not really. It's every other. Yeah, every other. It depends on how fast it takes you to get your burst, because it takes 10 seconds for it to last. And then it takes, it's every other 10 seconds. Never mind. It is every other 10 seconds. But yeah, this is how you want to build Dorothy. Resilience cube, you want to start from the burst skill all the way to skill 1. Like, if you just do what I do here, 555, that's fine too. Definitely a character you want to fully invest into. Mainly that burst skill as well, but definitely a character that benefits from each skill being leveled up. Again, resilience cube. And then for the gear, overload gear, you want to give her the effect stats of attack, crit rate, crit damage, or the element damage, because those are the only things that are really going to matter for her. The element damage, like I said, is not going to be something that's going to be great every time. It's only when you're fighting the, I guess, element your type advantage against. So I don't even know what water is better than. I think it's fire. I don't remember the codes, yo. I don't remember the code thing. I know iron and like the wind beats iron beats lightning or something like that. Or lightning beats, I don't remember which one, to be honest. I don't remember. But yeah, basically that's how you want to build Dorothy. Let me know if you guys agree with me or not. I think that just makes the most sense to build Dorothy like that. But again, it's obviously completely up to you guys if you want to build Dorothy like that or not. I think she's a very great character. I'm gonna have a video of, like her versus Litter. Like, you know what I mean? If she is so hot. Like, I'm sorry, if y'all just look at Dorothy's face for 2 seconds, you guys will truly understand how hot Dorothy is. Like, look at her face and then just truly realize how hot this character is, bro. Look, I can't make it. And then when you click on her, yo. Anyways, it's your boy Zxous. Let me know if you agree with me or not, and I'm out. Peace.